and welcome back to my channel, Meg Victoria. If you're new, hello, welcome. My name is Megan. I'm a professional hair and makeup artist, and I put out 2 videos a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So today I wanted to so our last video was a very kind of childlike, fun, festive Valentine's Day look, very pink and just like very girly, but also very playful. So I kind of wanted to do her older sister, like the sultry, kind of sexy Valentine's vixen. Ooh, I like that, Valentine's vixen, that's perfect. But I'm gonna be honest, I don't love this look as much as I wish I did. I like the idea of it, I like it from far away, but up close, I'm just not a huge fan of the execution. So I really wanted to use drugstore products, and me using products that I'm not familiar with can sometimes lead to, like, you know, not the most perfect performance. So I kind of wish that I used my favorite products, but at the same time, I feel like YouTube, we only show you like the best of things, and I want you to see, like, you know, sometimes it doesn't go as perfectly as you planned it. But I also know that drugstore videos are really helpful to a lot of you guys, so I totally understand that. So I do like the look, I just wish I loved it more, but I have to say I really like this lip. The lip gets like full kudos. But anyway, enough of me rambling. I really hope you enjoyed this like pretty drugstore. I did the face more like just my usual stuff, but then the eyes is like drugstore, Covergirl, Maybelline, Rimmel, like all that good stuff. So anyway, without further ado, let us get into this makeup. Alright guys, so as always, I have let my moisturizer sit in for a little while, and I've decided it is now time we bring back oil. You know how like with beauty products you use something forever and then you just like forget it exists? That's exactly me with oil. So, oh my god, that was way too much. I'm gonna apply this Derma E oil all over the skin. I want that like extra bit of luminous, dewy goodness. And then I like to change things up all the time, so today we're gonna be using our Pure Stick Foundation. This one's in Golden Light, so it's nice and golden, which I love. So we'll apply that all over the skin. Alright, and then we'll go in with our Salmon concealer just right under the eyes. Next we're going to go in with the new self-setting concealers from Makeup Forever. So I'm going to use the shade 21 first, and I'll apply that under the eyes. And you can blend that in with your sponge. So as you can see, that concealer is like a very natural match for me, so I want to do a little bit more brightening. So I'm going to take the shade 12, and this is definitely a fair bit lighter, but still nice and golden, and we'll just apply that just at the tiniest bits of like the highest points of the face, just to really bring like that brightness and bring that like area forward, and then blend it in. You can just take the leftover concealer and tap it on the eyelids just so everything is fully concealed. Then we'll just take the bronze shade from that Bare Minerals palette, and we can just swirl that on the face just to give that really beautiful warmth. So we have a lot of cream products on the face, so again we'll just give a little tap out just to absorb any excess oil, and then we'll do a nice sheer bit of powder all over the skin just to kind of set everything in place. So I'm going to use my Magic Powder from Charlotte Tilbury. I love this powder because it really lets the skin stay glowy. Like, it'll mattify the shine to an extent, but it does let the glow kind of come through and make the skin look really natural. Now that all our cream products are set with a light layer of powder, the powders will blend so much nicer than if you're just to put them right on top of creams. They can get a little messy. So we're going to take a little bit of our Hoola Bronzer, and I'm just going to work that on top of that cream bronzer just to really kind of set that warmth in place and just give ourselves beautiful cheekbones. And then I have one of the new blushes from Buxom. So this is the shade Sheychelles. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of that, which is like a nice bronzy kind of natural color, and we'll flush that on the cheeks as well. My skin looks so sun-kissed. Like, love. Alright, so now we can kind of like go over and we can see exactly where we still have a little bit too much of a hot spot. So like the center of the forehead, I personally don't like it very shiny. So I'm just going to take my Nars pressed powder, and we'll just kind of tap out those spots that we need a little bit more extra kind of coverage and just a little bit more mattified. Then I'm just going to go into this palette from Pure, so my Bronze and Brighten palette, and just take this highlighter. It's just such a nice vanilla kind of gold shade. Like, it's just really pretty and soft, and we'll just apply that to the tops of the cheekbones for a little extra glow, and just on the nose and Cupid's bow. And just because we do have this like really warm, pretty skin, I'm actually just going to take a tiny bit of that blush. I'll just run it across the bridge of my nose just to kind of go with that whole like sun-kissed kind of theme. Alright, I'm gonna jump off camera, do my eyebrows, and then we'll move on to the eyes. Alright, so brows are on and we are good to go. So the first thing we're going to do is go into our Pure Soirée Diaries palette. I'm going to grab this shade Private Party. You guys have seen me do this a million times. We're going to, you know, tap out the creases on our eyelids from the concealer and apply this color from lash line to brow bone, basically just to set the concealer and give us a little bit more of a base for all our shadows to blend with. So same brush, we're going to go into the shade Gala. It's just a nice, like, mauvey brown, and I'm just going to apply that into the transition area. As you can see, it doesn't do a whole lot, but I find this step is really helpful in just making sure all the shadows blend together, and it just kind of sets like a tone for the look and just kind of helps us know the color palette going forward. So I'm going to now grab this palette. So this is the Covergirl Trunaked Roses palette. We're going to take this purple shade right here, and we'll take that with a little bit of a smaller crease brush. So we'll grab a tiny bit smaller, just like that, dip right into that guy. I find there's a fair bit of kickback if that bothers you, and then we'll apply that more into the crease now. This is a smokier look, so I really do want a lot of blending because I want all the lines very soft and everything kind of just looking like a wash of color. So once I apply that, I'll take that bigger brush and we will blend that out. Now we have the kind of that shade a little bit deeper in the crease, kind of giving it that purpley tone. So we're gonna go into this deep purple right beside it. That guy right there, and grab that on a little bit smaller brush. So I just have my Sigma E25, which is such a classic, and we'll tap off the fallout because there's a fair bit. And now we're gonna concentrate that on the outer corner like so, just really pressing that pigment in. I always keep my eyes open for this just because I like to see exactly where I'm pressing and like exactly where the pigment's laying. And once you've done the outer corner, you can now go in and do the same on the inner corner. Just that same pressing motion. The pressing motion is also really going to help you avoid any fallout, because when you wipe and swish, then that's when you get fallout. If you're just pressing the pigment straight into the skin, then the fallout's very minimal. Okay, so now you have this like nice kind of halo eye vibe going on. We're just going to go back, you can see all the fallout, and grab that little purple shade right beside it, the same one we used in the crease. And we're just going to use this to kind of help us blend this shadow out, and it'll give it a little bit more of that purpley hue. Then we want to add one more shadow just to really deepen it up, so we can go right beside to this kind of smoky, like gray purple. It's almost like a blackened purple, and so it still has that nice purple tone to it, but it's nice and dark. And we'll apply that on the most outer corner like so, and then the most inner corner. That way there's a nice gradation fading into the middle. And then you can take that E25 and just blend all of that. Won't need much blending, but if you just kind of tap your brush around, I think it just softens any lines that there are. This is a good time to add a brow bone highlight, so we'll just take the farthest shade in the palette, which is kind of like a shimmery white. I'm going to be very careful with this because I don't want too much. I can just apply that right at the highest point of the brow bone and then feather it down just so it blends in with the transition shade. Okay, so now for the center of the eye, we're going to go into this beautiful bronze. I suggest grabbing this with your finger. Any kind of shimmery shades tend to be a little bit more emollient, so they apply really nicely with the finger. And we're just going to tap that on into the center of the lid. And then for the very center, we're going to grab this shimmery guy right beside there, and we'll pop this like on the most round part of the eye, just to really give that center pop and shimmer back. And you can just tap lightly with your finger on the edges just to kind of blend it in with the rest of the shadow. Alright, now I'm just going to take a black liner and we're just going to do a nice thin line all over the lid. And using kind of a kohl pencil gives you that smokier look. Sometimes when you use a liquid liner, it leaves like a very polished, clean look, but you want that like smoky, slightly, you know, grungy, sexy, like I'm gonna take you to the bedroom after kind of vibe. It's Valentine's Day, right? And then we'll take that liner and apply it to our lower lash line as well. And the waterline. And then for the lower lash line, we're just gonna go into this smoky purple shade and we're gonna smoke out the liner using that shadow. And then once you've like smoked it with like that really deep purple, you can grab something a little fluffier and just grab that lighter purple shade, and it'll just kind of soften the under eye a little bit. And then I just like to take my really big blending brush when I'm doing like a really smoky look and just really soften it. Then you can do the exact same by just taking that smoky purple, and we're gonna smoke out that top liner. Sultry! Alright, so I'm gonna go apply my lashes and I will be right back and we'll move on to the lips. Alright, so lashes are on. We've got quite the smoke show happening. Alright, so for lips, I'm gonna start with my NYX Mauve lip liner. Mauve, I don't know what you want to call it. And we'll line the lips. And then to fill in, I'm going to take the NYX Lip Lingerie in Embellishment. And it's a nice like purpley kind of color, and fill that in. And then one of my favorite things to do is just taking my NYX Pinup Pout in Silk and get that lighter color in the center, mash that around. Just blend those outer corners just with your finger. And then just to warm it all up a little bit, I'm gonna just take some of my NYX Butter Gloss. This one's in the shade, I'll put it down below, it fell. And then we'll just pop that on the lips. But that completes our final look. Alright guys, so there you have it. I hope you enjoyed. Like I said, I honestly don't know how I feel about this look. So let me know down below what you think. I just feel like I could have picked better products to execute it. But I'm definitely a fan of like the concept and the vibe. I just wish it was executed better. But I'll live. It's not the end of the world. It is makeup, and that's exactly why, you know, I wanted to upload this video anyway, just so you could see. But yeah, I like it from a distance. I like the idea of it. I really like the colors and the color palette, but just the details and the execution, not the biggest fan. But like I said, I will live. So thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. I would love to hear your feedback and comments down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Mwah.